So this is actually the first sample that I made. I did a two-tone one using the inspiration from the Bess bag. It only takes but a few quick materials to use. It's not really a hard project. Only thing I'll say the most time-consuming thing is making the holes to feed the rope through. But it's a quick and easy project, and I'm going to show you guys how to get started. So these are all the materials you would need for this project. The first one, of course, being the acrylic bag, which I actually got from Amazon. I'll link that in the description below. The second being, of course, your rhinestone trim and your color of choice, and I got this off of Etsy. I'll link that shop below as well. And then the cord stop will help prevent the cord from coming out the holes, which is from the same Etsy shop. And then optional, you have the hooks to create your straps with. So these are the basic tools that you will need. The most important being your safety goggles, because you will be drilling. You'll need your power drill. You'll need a ruler and a marking pen, and also you'll need a drill bit to mark your holes with. So I got this kind of actually has a marker for each size that I want to use. I'm going to be drilling 1/4 inch holes, which stops right here because my cord is actually a 1/4 inch or 6 millimeters wide cording, so that way it can fit through. So these are helpful. Make sure you pick a drill bit that it actually fits, or it's actually used for plastic. You don't want it to crack in your acrylic. To make it easier to see where I need to actually stop, since this comes in different sizes, I made a little marker at the point of where I want my drill to stop, which is the 1/4 inch. That way when I go to drilling, I can see this and know where it is before making it too big. So you're going to mark your placement for your drill holes. So measure in a 1/4 inch from each side of my box at the top end. And then you're going to do a placement of 4 holes evenly spaced in between the first 2 markings. So for transparency, I actually miscalculated and put 7 holes instead of 6 holes as the original inspo. It still came out pretty decent, didn't make much of a difference, but if you want to keep it at 6, make sure you're actually counting and double checking your markings before actually drilling. On this one I actually did make too many, but it was still okay. So all you're going to do is just repeat the placement on both the top and bottom sides of your box. That way you have holes to kind of reflect both the top and bottom evenly, making sure you do the same spacing amount for both sides. On this side, you're going to mark only 2 holes in both front and back and both sides of your bag, giving an even distribution all the way around. So now you have all your markings. So now for the fun part, and that is the drilling part. It's honestly the part that takes the longest in assembling the bag. Please make sure you put on your safety goggles when you're doing this. You don't want anything to happen to fly out and hit your eye. So this is the drill bit that I'm using again. I just marked where I want that to stop because it comes in different sizes. And then I'm going to put it in my drill. The best thing is just to kind of like give it some pressure as you're pressuring down, and kind of gives you a nice clean finish of your hole. Do not use any wool drill bits for wood, because it's going to give you uneven circle. It also can crack your bag and you need to start all over. So make sure you use one that's actually used for plastic and go from there. Once you do start drilling onto your side of your bag, make sure you open up the bag itself because there's a little bit of a piece of plastic that's kind of attached inside that helps it open and close, and you don't want to drill into that little piece there, so it makes it easier just to open the bag up and drill that way because you don't want to get your drill stuck in that plastic and mess your bag up. So I'm going to stick my cord through the first hole at the top, then I'll put my cord stopper at the end to help prevent it from slipping out the hole. You can use either pliers to kind of clamp it on there. I even put some glue on the inside of the stopper to help it stay in place. Then you're just going to pull that through and start to feed your cord through your bag. So you're going to continue to feed your cord through the side of the bag, which prepares you to do your first row of knots along the bottom edge of your bag. So to start your first row of knots, you're going to feed your cord underneath the rows of cording and kind of loop around it and pull through to create the first knot. And make sure you pull and make sure it's nice and tight so that it doesn't come undone, and that you can be able to pull it and to start the next section of your knots. Once you finish your last row, you can then feed the end of your cord through that side hole, pulling it all the way through. Make sure it's nice and tight. You can cut it, and then you want to put your end cap on it to prevent that side from coming out. Double check all your knots, make sure it's nice and tight, and then you can finish off the first side.